Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am going to make an amazing bread tonight. It is a bread, but it is a dinner. It is my curry dill cottage cheese tuna melt bread. Basically tells you what's in it. Curry dill cottage cheese tuna melt bread. And it is so good. And it is super high in protein. Not super high, but it's high in protein. This is gonna make four of us are gonna eat it. Actually, 3 of us are eating tonight. My husband isn't here tonight, but so normally we could break this into 4, but if we're hungry, we may just go ahead and eat the 4th portion and split that into 3. Or I might eat part of that because I lifted heavy today. I lifted the 5-gallon water jugs and did some squats and some Romanian deadlifts and other things with those. And so I need to make sure I get full protein today, my full 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So I might eat a little bit of that extra portion. This is 4 eggs. And then we're gonna add to this our spinach, which is 2 cups of packed spinach. Spinach is so rich in nutrients and vitamins and minerals, all the things that you need. So good. And we might eat this with some, like on the side, we might have some bell peppers. You could also use this bread with like a slice of tomato, a slice of cheese. You could put bacon on top of it. They can make a BLT. You could use it as a sandwich bread. You can dip it into tons of different things. You could dip it into really anything that we've talked about lately. Like you can put sour cream. You can put mayonnaise. You can use it with guasacaca. You could use it with salsa, with guacamole. I might have some guacamole on mine today. I think I have a ripe avocado. You can make a sandwich with it. You can dip it in, you can make my sweet veggie dip and use that. You could use, it's endless. Oh, you could even put my chia seed jam on top of it. There's so many options. Okay, so we're in day 2 of the summer burn, and today is the heavy lift day of that. And so I'm excited because I walked, I taught swim lessons, I lifted heavy and heavier than I normally lift. And I think that it's gonna be an amazingly great day for my muscles. So I have 4 cans of tuna. This is full fat tuna in water. And if you don't wanna use this, you can use shredded chicken, or you can use, you can make tuna and shred it. You could also use ground chicken, and it'll change the protein quantity. But for 1 can, there is 28 grams of protein in 1 can of tuna. And this is just in water. And I drained the water out as well. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. If you like bread, or you like you could even use this bread for, it's gonna be curry and dill, so it definitely has flavor to it. But you could use it as a bread for hamburgers. There's so many options for hot dogs. You could, for just a sandwich in general. I think even melting cheese on top is really good. Or tastes really good. Okay, now we're gonna add our dill. I have a tablespoon of fresh dill, or it's a teaspoon of dry dill. And then I have 2 cups of cottage cheese. 2 cups of cottage cheese.
Yeah, I know.
And we're almost done. We just need to add the spices, and then we're good to go. So definitely a big blender is important for this. My little guy will not work for this. It has to be this big guy, this big blender. Okay, almost there. So the cottage cheese is full fat cottage cheese, and it has a lot of protein. Cottage cheese is a good source of protein. And now for our spices. So we're going to add a teaspoon of curry powder. A teaspoon of curry powder. And then we're going to add, we already put our dill, tablespoon of fresh or a teaspoon of ground. dried, and then 3/4 teaspoon of pink salt.
Wow.
And then that's it, unless you want to add something spicy like jalapeno powder, which I didn't know existed until recently, or ground cayenne powder. Then or you could even put jalapenos in here. I mean, you can do a lot if you want spiciness. Now let's close this up, and we're going to, the oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and we are going to use baking sheets with parchment paper for this. All right. All right, let's see, here it comes. We're almost there. We've got it ready to go, so now we just have to pour it. So this is a pourable bread. It is a liquid bread like cottage cheese breads are. And I'm sure didn't get heated up. I have a big baking sheet. I'm gonna use 2 of them. And then all we do is pour it into a rectangle. And then kind of smooth. We want it to be pretty equal in size, so I like to pour and then kind of let it move into itself. And I want to use 1/2 and 1/2, so I'm going to see how far this will go. Let's see. I might need to. Let's see if I have. The second one might just be smaller. I need to fill this hole. I don't think it's going to fill itself.
What?
Okay. Because this over here is getting a little bit too, I don't want it to be too thin over there because it will burn before the rest of it is done. Same thing here. So you want it to remain as equal as possible. Okay, so I have one ready, and I'm gonna just put it to the side so that I can create the other one. When you put this in the oven, you're going to bake it for 25 minutes, check it. If it looks like it's starting to get golden underneath, then you can flip it by taking another baking sheet and another piece of parchment paper and flip it onto itself. Or you can go ahead and you can just cook it a little bit, bake it a little bit longer. Oh, this is almost perfect. I'm just gonna add some on this edge, on the edges until I run out. And then you want it to be a little bit golden so that it gets cooked all the way through on each side. All right, I could go ahead and get some of this out.
This is the extremely conservative.
Okay. Now we're ready to go. This one is good. I might just let it go a little bit this way. And then it's done. Now we just put it in the oven and then flip it if you need to. You want it to be golden, and then you can just eat it however you want to in all those ways that I said. Like I said, we're gonna eat like at least a half each. The girls, maybe Zariah a little bit less. She's smaller. Kylie is the same size as me, so Zariah will eat until she is full. And that's it. Have a wonderful night from my house to your kitchen. Global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.